Wow, what an episode. This definitely has to be the best one yet. One Way Out, the title of the episode, was a reference to their prison break, but also to Luthen's speech at the end of the episode, which we'll get into later. The episode picks off right where we ended, with Andor convincing Kino that they have to escape and that they also have to do it tomorrow, whilst the new prisoner is arriving. Andor's pleading with Kino whilst they're all in their rooms to tell the other roommates what's happened, and he eventually does. They reveal the truth to their entire floor about how they are never getting out, but also that they're going to do something about it and escape the next day. Andor also briefly talks about what they are actually making in this facility, and that it must be necessary for the Empire. The best theory I've seen behind this is that they're making Death Star parts, which is pretty ironic, Andor helping create the thing that eventually kills him. Back at the ISB, there is a briefing about how they are trying to trap the rebels in their next heist. This involves the death of a rebel pilot, and they attempt to use this to lure in the rebels. There is an Easter egg here when Dedra mentions the Kafrini Rescue Salvage. Kafrini is the place where Andor is at the beginning of Rogue One. They are attempting to catch the rebel group led by Anto Kreegyr, who was mentioned in previous episodes by Luthen, as he wanted Sol Guerrera to work with him. So in hindsight, it's good that Sol didn't work with them, because he would have also been lured into the Empire's trap. We go back to Ferrex for a short scene that displays Cintra watching Andor's home. Eventually he will make it back, and this will pay off in the finale. It also seems that Andor's mother's condition is beginning to deteriorate faster. Mon Mothma reluctantly meets with Davos secluded. They're wanting to use him to hide her donations to the rebels from the Empire. She was reluctant to use him because he's meant to be a slimy and shady character, and she thought he would blackmail her for political favors. However, this isn't the case. He has some strict terms for helping her, which is allowing his son to meet his daughter. This is fairly significant because Davos is also from Trandilla, like Mon Mothma, where arranged marriages are common. Although he isn't directly asking for an arranged marriage between his son and daughter, it's basically what he's implying. Mon Mothma denies his terms as she doesn't want her daughter wed to the son of a criminal, but I wonder if this will change. They're going to have to pay off what happened to Mon Mothma's husband and daughter in this series, because I think there's a reason we don't see them in Rogue One. I'll let you figure that one out. We briefly went to Luthen's shop. I couldn't really see anything new here except the helmet he scans, which belonged to Padme Amidala in the prequels. Now to the prison break. Andor breaks the pipe to flood the floor, which seems to protect them from the floor system, which shocks the inmates. They are pretty successful in overwhelming the initial guards and only lose a few people. They begin to rush around the prison, killing guards and helping other levels escape. They get to the control room, and Kino gives his inspirational speech to the whole prison, which motivates everyone to escape. I find it funny how Andor used the on-program command back to the officers. Before they got to the control room, the officers' original plan to stop the prison break was just to fry all of the levels, which would have killed a bunch of the inmates. The theme of this episode is basically that you should die fighting the Empire to escape their grip or just comply. This is evident with Andor, Kino, and then Luthen at the end of the episode. It's quite tragic when they finally get out of the prison and Kino can't swim. I hope they pay this off in next week's episode. This can't be the end of him. We only see Andor and Melshi escaping on foot, so I wonder if a bunch of the other prisoners died after the escape. I'm sure a bunch didn't make it the whole way through the water and drowned. The last reveal of the episode is that Luthen has an agent working in the ISB who is on the same level as Dedra Meero. They meet on the lower levels of Coruscant. It's been a year since they've met, but it seems they've been in the same spot before, the way he reaches for the earpiece. I don't think he's 100% a rebel, the way Luthen subtly threatens his daughter. He wants to stop helping Luthen, and to leave, but Luthen doesn't let him, and manipulates him into remaining their informant. Luthen's speech here was great. It basically confirms his death either this season or next. Luthen's 15-year-old equation, which he mentions, begins at the time of Revenge of the Sith, when the Empire started, so he decided he would give his life for the rebellion. We don't see him in Rogue One or A New Hope, so I think we may see this come to fruition. He will definitely die in the creation of the rebellion. This speech also shows how brutal the rebellion is. He's willing to threaten someone's entire family so they remain helping them. Also the fact that he's not going to stop Antor Kreegyr's group from carrying out their heist, even though the Empire is waiting for them, basically leading 50 rebels to their deaths. I hope next week's episode will be just as good as this, and I'm feeling a strong climax towards the end of the season. Let me know in the comments which your favourite part of the episode was, and I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to check out our other breakdowns and what if videos if you're interested.